Okay, we are going to talk Staunton Bulldog boys basketball after their amazing season. We've got 3 of the stars and Coach Laux in the studio to talk about the great season of 2025 and 2026. But first, I want to thank partner Cassens Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the #1 place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens Inventory in person, where they've been for nearly 30 years, or online at Cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I've purchased 5 vehicles there, including that Gladiator. See that Jeep out there, Coach?
I see it.
That's
nice.
Mine.
That's nice.
I bought it there, and I will not purchase a vehicle anyplace else. With over 90 years of experience in the Metro East, Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, or Evan today. All right, Bulldogs. Congratulations, Coach. Good to see you.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us.
First time on the show, but you and I go way back. We go back to when you were coaching tennis.
We do, man. You gave me plenty of beatings.
Well, we had fun, though.
We did have fun. Yes.
I don't think I had no idea when we were doing tennis that you were a basketball legend from Bethalto, because my head was just buried in tennis, and then it was only afterwards where I found out what a legend you are in that town.
Well, when you saw I coached tennis, I would think you would be like, man, he has to do something else.
Well, I mean, I knew you were coaching basketball, but coaching it and being like the guy from the town and all that stuff, it was fun. It was fun to find out. And then we also did some fantasy football together too. Do you remember that?
Yes, we did.
That was a lot of fun. All right, you brought with you your son, also our MESPY winner for Player of the Year. Welcome to the show, Isiah.
Yep, thanks for having me.
And to your left, we have Lucas Dillon. Good to see you, Lucas.
Yep, you too.
And to your left, you have Jeremiah Graham. Good to see you, Jeremiah.
Yep, good to see you too.
All right, guys, great season. You were ranked consistently in the top 2 for our small school rankings all year long. Everybody kind of saw that you were going to be a good team this year. What will you guys remember and take away from this season? And everybody's excited because everybody's coming back. But when you look back at your junior year, what would you guys remember?
I'll probably just remember all the fun I had with all the juniors, probably going through regionals, winning multiple different tournaments, winning shootout games, just having 29 wins. 29
and 4, unbelievable conference champions, 9-0 in the conference. Pretty much, was it a dream season? Was it everything you thought it would be, or were you expecting to go farther in the playoffs? What were your expectations?
I was expecting us to make it a state, maybe have a little run down there, but didn't make it that far. Hopefully next year.
Okay. How about you? What will you remember from the season?
I think I'll remember just all the hard practices that we went through, just competing every single day, just the whole team. Even with JV, it's just every day it was rough for all of us, but we made it through, and I think it really showed in our tough games that we could really come together as one and win.
Okay, well, he mentioned tough practices, competitive practices. That's obviously your game plan as a coach.
Yeah, and I think there's only one way to coach for myself, and these guys allow me to coach them as hard as I can. I think I'm really tough on them, but at the same time, when they need it, you pat them on the butt, and tell them good job. But I think, especially in this day and age, man, you gotta have big expectations, and to do that, you got a certain standard you got to set every day in practice. And no practice is easy, every one of them. It doesn't matter if it's the day before the game, a day after the game. We're competing as hard as we can every single day, and these guys allowed me to coach them super hard, and that's one of the big reasons why we're successful. When you get kids that want to be coached and they want to be in the gym every single day, like these 3 guys, for example, there's never a day they don't want to be in the gym. It's usually me having to kick them out of the gym, and you see that by the number of shots they take in the off season, by the work they put in the off season. And with these 3, it doesn't start hey, we're going to wait until spring break's over. The first week that our season was over, these 3 were already in the gym getting shots up. So when you got kids like that, it's pretty easy to coach.
And I think when you're winning, it's a little bit easier to coach tough too. Because if you're getting your brains kicked in and then coach comes in and he's super tough day after day, it's a little bit different. But but when you're winning and you're coaching them tough, and then they're seeing, hey, you know what? This tough love is working.
Yeah, you're right. But we've had some bad teams, and I've still coached them tough. It's the only way I know how to do it. But I mean, there are times when, we have a little fun and stuff like that. But you're right, winning is fun, and when you're winning and the pieces are falling together correctly, and these guys come in, they allow you to coach them tough, and makes it fun.
A lot of close games and a few lopsided ones as well. 58-55 over Route was a good one. 59-55 over Calhoun. Guys, describe the style of the Dogs this year.
I would say we were like a mixture, actually. Like, we had our drivers, like me and Dylan and Aaron, and we had our shooters, and which really like helped us score more and be more of a threat to other teams.
Do you have a legit big guy?
We do not. Our biggest guy this year that was probably about 6'2".
Okay.
Don't really have a post guy. And when your team is made up of that kind of lineup, and you want to be successful, you got to compete every single night. Like, you got to have kids that want to be in the gym. Like, when you're one of the top 10 2A schools on the program, and you're starting to be compared with like Nashville and T-Town and the Breeze Centrals, those guys, they got some size. You can throw it in the post. You can go get offensive rebounds. Like we can't do that. So our guys, I mean, if we're going to stay where we're at, they have to be in the gym every single day. And it can't just be one guy. It can't just be two guys for us to take that next step. Everybody has to be in the gym. And I think last year we took almost 250,000 shots just on our Dr. Dish. And, that's why we're successful. It's not because we're bigger than anybody else, faster than anybody else. Our kids just work harder than everybody else, and it starts with these three, and they've done it since they walked in the gym their freshman year.
And you're not done.
And we're not done. And hopefully, if we get some big goals next year, we had some big goals this year. We achieved a lot of those goals. But whether or not you achieve those goals or not, it's not going to be because these kids didn't put the work in. Hopefully we reach those goals, but if we don't, it's not going to be from lack of effort or lack of not getting the reps in, because these kids, man, they really work at it.
Okay. How about the town reaction? Do you feel like the town? I saw a picture of your birthday.
Yeah.
Where the crowd sang happy birthday. I mean, it seems like the town of Staunton responded and got behind the team. Let's hear from the kids. Did you feel like the team got like the town got behind you this year, Isiah?
Yeah, for sure. Years in the past, not really, but last year, this year, yeah, for sure. Great student section, yeah.
Does it matter when you're playing? Do you feel the energy from the student section?
Yeah, for sure. They're going crazy. We're usually playing high energy, playing a lot better.
Guys, do you notice the fans?
Oh, yeah. It's every single game. They always, like, even our games, I remember it was first conference game of the season. We played in Pana, which is like over an hour away, and we had a packed student section, 20-plus people, and it was just crazy loud, and we ended up playing really good that game, and that's basically all I can remember.
Winning will do that. Winning will bring people out. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how well you warm up or how good the uniform looks. I mean, if you're winning, people will come out. And I think it's boys, girls, it doesn't matter. People will get behind a girls program if they're winning too.
Absolutely. You've seen that in Bethalto, and with what Coach Denny built and Coach Durbin has got going now, I mean, those crowds are huge. And that was one of our goals. I mean, one of my goals whenever I took over the program was we wanted to bring Staunton back to where it was back in '93, and where the town's got something to be super proud of. And it doesn't happen unless you're winning. And these kids from day one, whenever they walked in the gym, they took all the right steps, the right process, and now freshman year, I think we were 2-9 in the conference. There's sophomore year they go 9-0 in the conference. Last year they go 9-0 in the conference. So from 2-9 to 9-0, we've won 18 straight, and now last year you started to see it with the community starting to come together. But this year, man, did it take another huge step, and like our student section, our community. I don't live in Staunton, but anytime I'm in Staunton, anytime I go anywhere, the first thing they want to talk about is Staunton Bulldog basketball, and that's what I envisioned whenever I took this program over.
You knew that was coming.
Yes, I was hoping.
But it's more fun though when it's like when we're winning.
Yes.
If you're 4-29, people are going to be like, "Hey, about Staunton basketball." You're going to be like, "Yeah, I know."
Well, when we were 4-29, I think we had some people trying to get me out of Staunton, but we were able to turn it around. So
How many years have you been there?
7 years.
Okay. All right. People, whether you're an athlete or a parent, you know it takes the right equipment to play your best. At Play It Again Sports Edwardsville, you can trade in your used gear for cash or trade up for something you like even better today. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands: hockey, baseball, softball, pickleball, tennis, wrestling, exercise equipment, golf, of course, basketball, you name it. And remember, they do custom uniforms and apparel for all sports teams. Go see Dan Brynjolfsson at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville and tell him I sent you. You had a lot of proud moments this year.
We did.
Is there one moment where, like, this was my number one most proud moment? I'll never forget this moment as long as I live.
I don't know if I can really put one. I mean, obviously winning a regional again was really special. Winning SEC was really special. Being from Calhoun and coaching at Winchester for a year and then going back up to Winchester and winning that tournament when we had a lot of adversity in front of a lot of people that I knew up there in that area, that was really special. But, I don't take any of the games for granted. Anything. I try to enjoy them all. It's hard, but doing this so long now, and I still struggle with it, but you try to enjoy the wins, because they're hard. For a long time, we were really struggling to get wins, and I talked to my brother Ross about this. He's like, man, you got to enjoy it. You get a win, you go in that locker room, man, enjoy it, because you were there a few years ago, and it's not easy. But yeah, it's still hard to do at times. But yeah, they're all special in their own way. But as far as just that one game, I don't know. Winning the Winchester tournament was pretty fun, but I'll tell you what, going 9-0 after where we were in the conference for so many years and be able to win that 18 straight games, that's been pretty special. But coming from Bethalto, and I couldn't quite get over the hump winning a regional. It's hard to win a regional. Things got to go right, and then to do it these last 2 years in a row, that was top of the list as well.
Okay, boys, I'm going to ask the same question to you. What's the moment that you're like, man, that's my most proud moment from this year? Can you narrow it down? Was there one particular play or a game that you had where you thought that was my best?
One game that I would say that was I can contend to down to say like it was my favorite was I would say our first game. Sorry.
Was that Roxana?
It was Roxana.
62-51, you won that one.
Yeah. It was our first game, and that's just special for me because all off season, like personally, I said like I was gonna try to score more, and that was the first game that I went out and did what I knew I could do. So that was.
Did you start as a sophomore?
No.
Okay. A little bit different role for you then this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I think, like you said, that first game, I think right away, and especially after leaving that Roxana tournament, people said Jeremiah Graham's a different player this year. And I would say like probably our most improved player from his freshman year to his sophomore year. Like his freshman year had all the tools and everything, but then going into his sophomore year, man, did he really put it together for us this year. And I think after leaving that Roxana tournament, man, he really opened up a lot of eyes.
You almost got to have that first year where you're like going through the growing pains. You can invest in that year as a sophomore, and then it's like money in the bank for the junior year and the senior year, right?
Yes. So
how about you? You got a moment or a game that really stands out in your memories as one of which you're super proud?
I think for me it's just winning the Winchester tournament for the first time. First time even being in the tournament, and we just came and won as the 2 seed, not even being favorited, and really showing that like we could compete with all the schools up there. And we were dealing with a lot of things at the time, a lot of sickness, and I think we just really showed what we were capable of.
And I'll tell you what about that Winchester tournament. Lucas Dillon, probably my most proud moment of the year with him was he had the flu that week, and you didn't play against Carrollton, correct?
Correct.
And then he came back against Porta, and he shouldn't have played, throwing up, and he and when Lucas Dillon isn't on the floor, we're an absolute different team, and you can tell. We kind of struggled against Carrollton a little bit. He comes back against Porta, plays a few minutes in the first half, second half really gutted it out, and that's why we won that basketball game. And then at the end of the game, he's in the locker room throwing up, and call it the Lucas Dillon,
Michael Jordan,
the Michael
flu
Jordan,
game.
the flu game. Man, he brings something special to the table every time he's on the floor, as far as how he competes, and the way he leads us. And it was a huge example that night because Porta went on after we beat them. I think they ended up winning like 24 games, and they didn't lose for a long time after we beat them there. So it was a really good basketball team, and we don't do it without Lucas Dillon that night.
Proudest moment?
Yeah, proudest moment, obviously regionals, but my favorite games to play got to be the big games like Edwardsville, Bloomington, all those big schools, because you're playing a nicer gym. I love playing a nice gym, and you're playing a bigger school, so it feels like if you win, you're really winning something really enjoyable. So that would be my favorite games.
And the Edwardsville game was a overtime loss, a very close loss for you guys. And did it feel like David versus Goliath for you guys?
Yeah, kind of. We had kids at school telling us how we're not going to win, no chance. Then we come out first half. I know we were up first half. We held them pretty low, played really good defense at half. And then second half, we just had a few mistakes down the stretch. Coach got a technical. Kind of went downhill from there. Yeah.
We, as a teacher at Edwardsville, I think every Edwardsville kid knew that they were in for a fight. I don't think anybody from Edwardsville was saying they're going to kill this team. I don't think anybody. I think everybody knew that everybody figured it was going to be a very close basketball game. We talked about it here on the show, so we weren't surprised. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, and I think with the games like that these guys play in the offseason, and like being in the Collinsville League this fall and getting to play against Edwardsville and Alton and O'Fallon and Collins and having success against those teams,
Right.
Shows these guys, hey, we can play with those guys. But like Rowan Weller, like they've grown up playing against him and
Right.
Those kids. So I mean, since these guys were in third grade, they've traveled all over the Midwest playing against some of the best kids in the area. So I think whenever some people probably don't believe that they can beat those kind of teams, but shoot, you would have never known that by our practice, by being in the locker room, afterwards. Like they totally believe they should have won that game. And I went in the locker room and I probably cost them the game, and I learned a lot from that. Getting that tee in overtime. But anyway, it's something that we learned from, and hopefully they learned from, and then we were able to move past that and beat a very good Columbia team. So hopefully we learned from it. But
Well, amazing season. And I know you mentioned higher goals for next year. We got to get in the gym every day. We got to get our shots up. What else do we got to do? Take the next step.
And I think as these guys coming in as freshmen, you see the physicality, and then the sophomore year, they're playing big minutes and still kind of the physicality. And this year, I thought we were bigger, we were stronger, but we got to take that to another level. All of our guys got to get bigger and stronger because we're not probably going to get a lot taller, but we got to get in the weight room because I know they're going to put the work in. They're going to get the reps in. Like I said, I think as a program, we took 250,000 shots last year. I totally expect us to do that again this year, and that's just them on their own. We've got a great summer planned, and then right now they're playing with the Southern Illinois Raptors. These three kids have played together for every year, man, since they were in third grade, and then Jeremiah coming around in about fifth grade. They've been together on every team, whether it was the Raptors for the last few years, our junior Bulldogs, our Laux Elite team. They've always been together. So I know they're going to put the work in.
Is Edwardsville at Staunton next year?
It is, yes.
I'm going to be at that game.
All right, looking forward to it.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we need to do a podcast at that one.
Okay, and we were able to. I thought we really upped our schedule this year, which really helped us go into the postseason. But we did lose a couple games. We lost the Williamsville game because of snow, and then we lost the Altoff game because of snow. This year, we're able to pick up Nashville, picking up Alton next year.
You're playing Nashville next year.
Play Nashville. They come to
that'll
our
be fun.
place. Playing Alton in the Wood River Shootout next year. Going to the Pinckneyville Shootout. Going to the Riverton Shootout. Got Page, Tennessee coming to our place in a shootout. Really big school. So we got some. We have really upped our schedule, and it's may not win as many next year, but I think going into the postseason, should be playing our best basketball, and that's our goal.
That's going to make a difference.
And like Isiah said, that's the kind of games these kids want to play. We could have kept a bunch of those same teams on our schedule, and it just, they don't want that. They want to be challenged every night, and that's what we're trying to do for them.
All right, I want to talk about Player of the Year here in 1 second. But first, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Metro East on the Illinois or the Missouri side, please give our partners at Keller Williams Marquee, Jeb and Ginger Blasting Game the chance to serve you. They have offices in O'Fallon and Edwardsville with more than 165 agents. The Blasting Games are a family-owned business that has helped over 11,000 families find just the right home. The Lipes are one of those families. Jeb and Ginger sold our last house so fast because they're experts at staging and pricing, and they helped us find the perfect home, and they can do the same for you. No wonder they've been ranked in the top 10 real estate teams in North America. Give Jeb and Ginger Blasting Game a call at 618-578-9276 or check them out online at blastinggamegroup.com. You will not be disappointed. All right, our MESPY winner for Small School Male Player of the Year is Isiah. So congratulations to you, Isiah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic year for you this year. Describe your game. How do you play?
Describe my game, I would have to, number one word, I would have to go shooter. But trying to expand on that throughout going into this year, going into next year especially, trying to get more, be able to create my own shot, get downhill and stuff.
Okay. Describe this kid as a basketball player, not your son, but as just an objective coach.
The ultimate worker. Coached a lot of good players in my lifetime, and honestly, I've said nobody's ever outworked him. He's put in 60,000 shots last year, put in 50,000 shots the year before that. He's in the weight room. He trains with Caden Clark twice a week from last March all the way to this season, and that helped him tremendously. But I think he's the hardest worker that I've ever coached.
It's tough playing for your dad? Sometimes?
Whenever we first started back in the junior Bulldogs, yeah, for sure. He'd always yell at me at the car ride homes and stuff. But now, throughout high school, just used to it, and it just, yeah, it's great.
It's been great?
Yeah.
Is it tough coaching your kid?
Honestly, it has not been. He's super coachable. He listens. Tries to always make the right basketball play. I think I got to get on him more to shoot more. He's very unselfish. No, I mean, sometimes I do have to look back, and I've talked to Steve Medford about this a lot, about coaching your kid. And, once you get in that car, it's over with. It's done. And when somebody puts in the work that he does, it does make it pretty easy.
But it also makes it another level of pride too, because coaching other kids is great and you feel love, but there's just a little bit different. It's just a little bit different. I coached my son.
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
Yep.
So it's a little bit different, right?
Yes. But for me, being a high school coach and getting to coach these guys and Luke Moore and Peyton Lukatich and Junior Mearson, being a coach all those juniors since they were basically in third grade, and their parents trusting me with those kids. And she would be in the summer, and we'd get in my mom's SUV, and they've just let me take them all over the state. And so I've been very fortunate with their parents and these guys that they've allowed me to pretty much take their kids in as my kids and really trust me. And because of that, it's a big reason why we're having our success, because of all the work that they put in. And it doesn't start once you get in high school. It starts in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and they've put the work in since then.
That last game next year is going to be a tough moment for you. You probably haven't thought about it, and you won't think about it because you'll focus on the day.
Yeah.
And you'll focus on the first game and the second game. But when it's all over, your son and his friends, these kids that have been like your own children, that's going to be a moment for you.
Absolutely. Going to enjoy every minute of it until then. I'll tell you that, though.
Coach, good to see you. Congratulations on the success, and I'm really looking forward to being at your games next year and following your success. You wind up number 2 in our small school rankings last year, but you're preseason number 1 for 2026. How about that?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Isiah, thanks for coming on the show. Congratulations, MESPY winner for Player of the Year. Lucas Dillon, congratulations. Thank you for coming on the show. And Jeremiah Graham, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.